It's another DVD collection video. And this one is gonna be comedies. So let's get started and take a look at the first one. Okay. So, I've showed you before in other videos a few of the vacation movies. And this is another classic one for me. The second Chevy Chase movie. The second the second National Lampoon's Vacation movie. This one. For me, it's an absolute classic. I think the first one and the second one are the best, along with the Christmas one, of course. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you do. So, the movie's about Clark Griswold and his family. They win a vacation, a chance to go to Europe. They're on a game show, and somehow he gets the question right. Well, the main question. And then they go to Europe, and all hell breaks loose, basically. A lot of chaos along the way. And as it says here, it's silly, funny sequel. And some of these scenes and these pictures are really funny. When he does all the dancing, when he's in Germany, it's a funny scene. I think that's the game show that he's on, and the family's all dressed up. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, you should go ahead and watch it. Buy the DVD. Maybe search for it online. You know, maybe through some streaming service. Maybe you might be able to get it. It's worth it. Especially if you're a Chevy Chase fan. I mean, if you're not a Chevy Chase fan, then maybe this is not for you. And all the different countries that they go to. So yeah, take a look at that one. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. This is going to be a short collection, but it's still, I think, a good collection. Now here's another one that it's a classic. It's a different kind of style of comedy. But it is good. Now I used to watch this guy, Sacha Baron Cohen, on the Ali G show back in Ireland. It was on TV. I think it might have been Channel 4, I believe. And I used to watch it. I used to play a lot of different characters and whatnot. I remember when I was young, when I first watched it, I thought it was real, and didn't realize that they're all characters and whatnot. Now, I'm not too sure. I think he might have had another show before the Ali G show. this came out, and especially over here in America, that a lot of people didn't know who he was, and didn't. And I can't speak for everybody, but I had the feeling that people thought that it was real. Maybe I could be wrong. I could be very, very wrong. I'm sure there's lots of people that knew all about him and knew all about the show in England and whatnot. But yeah, I think there's two of these movies. The second one's not as good. It's still outrageous, as it says here. You know. I'll let you rate it. Yeah, I guess it was on HBO over here. So you guys would have seen a lot of it. Well, the people that would have HBO, I suppose the people that did not, maybe a small selection of those people maybe thought it was real, maybe, I don't know. I mean, knew that was funny, but weren't too sure whether that he was being serious or not, I don't know. Because it was like that for a little while back home, when he first came out with all his material. We weren't entirely sure. This is going back in the 90s, I think. Yeah. So yeah, if you have not seen this, give it a go. Or maybe look at some of all his earlier material. Like watch the LAG show and whatnot. And then watch this. It's an award winner. Yeah, he's done well for himself. I just wish he would be in more movies. You know. But he likes doing his own stuff these days. Or, I mean, ever since when he made this movie, he did. I think in recent years he hasn't really done anything besides the sequel to this. I could be wrong. So let's move on. Now the next movie is not a classic, but it's an okay movie. And it belongs to my wife. And it is the Dane Cook, Jessica Simpson, and Dak Shepard, an employee of the month. It's an okay movie. It's not laugh out loud, you know. But it's easy to watch, you know. That was a little loud, sorry. Dak Shepard, I actually seen him on a baseball game before. A long time ago when I first came over here. He sat behind me, like 2 rows behind me. I was wearing a baseball cap, and when I turned around, I saw him to like look straight at him, and he pushed his he pulled his baseball cap more down his face, you know, to cover, because he realized that, you know, I recognized him. Yeah, it was definitely him. It was actually at a Atlanta Braves game. I can't remember who was playing, and I have no idea So, I don't know. It's from the producers of The Wedding Crashers. I haven't seen that in a long time, and that was an okay movie too. So yeah, my wife likes this movie way more than I do. I mean, I don't think she really loves it, but... And I think it was a gift, actually. But she does like Dax Shepard. She does listen to Dax Shepard podcast, I think. And I've heard it a couple of times too. A little bit dusty. So yeah, that's that one. Jessica Simpson, I haven't really seen, to be fair. I haven't seen too many movies she's been in. But I don't really rate her as a top actress at all. She's okay. I believe this year came out 2006, I think. 2006, let me see. Yep, it looks like it did in 2006. Yeah, so... Okay, let's move on to the next one. So the next movie is actually the last movie I'm going to show you today. But I think, I don't know if it's my favorite movie of all time, well, favorite comedy. It's up there. And the whole movie is not great, but there's so many funny scenes in it that I do like, that I just can't stop laughing. So, hopefully you like it. And of course, it's See No Evil, Hear No Evil. The Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. I absolutely love this movie. He can't hear, he can't see, and between the two of them, oh, all hell breaks out, doesn't it? They get caught up in some things, which I'm not gonna tell you what, because I don't want to ruin the movie. But just think about it. You know, one can't hear, one can't see, and those two actors, they should just work wonderfully together. They really do. You know, from the movie Stir Crazy, they were in together, which is another classic, which I really love as well. But yeah, I really want to watch this again. It's been a couple of years since I've seen this. It's not the greatest story, but because there's good actors in it, with a lot of good scenes, good funny scenes, and when you watch a comedy, you want to laugh, isn't that right? So what if the story is not good, but if you can laugh, it's all worth it. There's too many movies these days with a lot of so-called comedians. The story's terrible, the jokes are terrible, and you know what? A lot of the acting is terrible. But these guys, they were good and they worked well with each other. And I know a lot of people give them a lot of stick for some of their movies were very average. But they worked well together. And they were funny. Okay, I get it that maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but I think they're funny. So Silver Streak and Star Crazy. Yeah, Silver Streak was an okay movie. That's right, I forgot Kevin Spacey is in this. A young Kevin Spacey. Yeah, funny physical comedy. So if you have not seen this, you gotta see it. You gotta see it. You must watch it if you have not seen it. The couple scenes in it when they're just beating each other for the first time, when they can't see each other, can't hear, it had me cracking up, you know. It is laugh out loud kind of comedy. Well, for me anyway. It actually makes me want to watch this again, and then watch Star Crazy, and maybe Silver Streak, and there was another one or two they all acted together, I think. Or even watch the one that, I remember I got mixed up in it, I didn't mean to get mixed up in it. Blazing Saddles. I thought they both were in it together, because they've been in so many of them. But of course it's not Richard Pryor. I forget the actor's name, but that's another great movie. Mel Brooks directed it, I believe. Yeah, so I feel like I always want to watch all these movies again. I prefer these kind of movies than watching some of the stuff that's on these days. It's just not funny. You know, the amount of money they put in some of the movies these days, and you're like, what? What are they thinking? How do they think this is funny, you know? Sometimes simple, basic humor, you know, is the best. It's the simple things. You get a good actor. Something not funny. You know, they can make it a lot more funnier. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it again, probably this weekend. Can't wait. So, I'm gonna bring back the other DVDs. I think if I was gonna rate them all, the number one out of these one has to be See No Evil, followed by The European Vacation, and then of course Borat, and then the last one that